Thank you, Linda. It's wonderful to be here, and it's wonderful to be part of this celebration of this very new major. As I've understood, it took some time for this major to come into being, but from my perspective, actually it's been almost 9 months. I'm going to assume that there can be a new major every 9 months, and perhaps with the 2020 vision, we'll have to work on that tempo. I want to second everything that the Chancellor said, particularly as she thanked Dean von Alphen and Director Tomich for their role and their vision in bringing us this opportunity for education and service to the state and the nation. I also want to thank all the faculty and staff who I know took part in a tremendous effort. We have a lot of process here because we want to be sure when we launch a major that everything is just right. And I can tell already that we were so right to begin this major, and it's going to mean so much for our future academically and scientifically. Now, it's very exciting, and I don't use the word exciting lightly. Sustainable agriculture and food systems is a major that's truly designed for the 21st century. It responds to today's needs and incorporates state-of-the-art research and perspectives. One of the hallmarks of teaching and research in our century is that we recognize more than in preceding eras the need to understand both the natural world and our human activities holistically. No longer are we satisfied to gain a narrow, partial understanding or to innovate without considering the larger contexts. We're always wondering about those larger implications and how a body of knowledge or activity fits into the whole. This new major we celebrate today announces its affiliation to our current paradigm very, very clearly. There's, first of all, the emphasis on sustainability, an acknowledgement, in other words, that our approaches to agriculture and food systems must consider the future as well as the present, and the entire planet as well as the very specific plot of ground on which we grow a certain food. The context is infinite, really, both spatially and temporally. There's, second of all, this explicit emphasis on systems. Now, systems acknowledges that the great task of feeding people is never a matter of one discrete activity, like creating a better tomato, no matter how yummy that tomato is. Rather, it involves a whole chain of very different activities that begins before a field or orchard or vineyard is planted and ends only when the crop reaches the table, and indeed, I would say only when the waste stream is dealt with. This new major is also exciting because it has a strong component of experiential learning, that is, learning through the performance of various agriculture and food-related activities. Now, I'm the first to grant the value of purely cerebral approaches. For example, theoretical physics seems a safer way to explore, say, a black hole than an on-site visit or building one in your backyard. A little bit closer to field, last Saturday, I participated in a training on olives at the Robert Mondavi Center, and was told that when it came to olive oil, you would be much better off going to buy it rather than trying to make it in your backyard. But in many cases, and the study of sustainable agriculture and food systems is one, we recognize the immense pedagogical value of hands-on experience. In the present case, this means digging one's hands into the soil, going to factories, and attempting new farming techniques. Such experience not only teaches competencies that cannot be acquired from textbooks, it also provides innumerable new data points to enrich and potentially transform our students' understanding of his or her field. The final quality of this major that I want to call out here, and that I think is going to be so significant, it already is significant at UC Davis, but will continue to be as we look to the future, is its strong multidisciplinary and collaborative focus. It's an inclusive major, one that's equipped to address the full range of natural realities and human activities that constitute sustainable agriculture and food systems. And it would not be possible without the enthusiastic participation of faculty and staff from a number of different disciplines. In creating such a major, the campus is leveraging the new paradigm of team science that today holds the greatest promise for solving our most pressing global problems. indeed interdisciplinary research and teaching are key elements of the Chancellor's vision for excellence for UC Davis. And so this new major is a significant step in our realization of that vision. Now, enough is enough, and we have other speakers, but I have to acknowledge one more thing before I end my remarks. Something about this major and everything across our campus. It would be difficult to find any subjects more deeply and widely relevant than agriculture and food. These entities have spurred the creation and powerfully shaped the development of human civilizations. They're an unparalleled repository and expression of cultural meaning. They connect both spiritually and practically, developed in developing nations, urban and rural communities. Agriculture and food are central, as few other things are, to well-being and health. In the same way, it would be difficult to think of anything more intimately involved in our day-to-day existence than the plum or olive or grape or slice of bread that we taste and consume and share with family and friends and allow to nourish us, both our bodies and our spirits. What I'm trying to say is that all of our universities' work in sustainable agriculture and food systems truly matters, and today more than ever before. So thanks to all of you who have contributed to making this new major possible, and thus something we can celebrate today.